What's up, all you Spawntastic dudes and dudettes? Toyshiz here, and I'm back yet again to give you guys another great interview. Last week, I sat down with Todd McFarlane himself to talk about Spawn, the new Kickstarter, and where he hopes to take Spawn in the near future. But today, we're talking everything McFarlane Toys' DC Multiverse. I got the one and only Tye Butler here, brand manager and photographer on the new action figure line. So very excited to have him. He's going to answer a bunch of your questions, go over a lot of different things as best as one could. You know, there needs to be some surprises here and there. So treat this as a podcast. Sit back, relax, enjoy yourself a nice hot cup of coffee, maybe organize, maybe dust those collections just a little bit. You guys send me photos. Just kind of clean it up just a little bit. This is my interview with Tye Butler from McFarlane Toys.
So today we have the one and only Tye Butler from McFarlane Toys. He took some time out of his busy schedule for all the DC Multiverse stuff to sit down with me today, and we're going to talk some toys. So Tye, welcome. Thank you so much for coming on. Nice to have you.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm stoked to be on it, and I've been looking forward to it for a while. So
I know we've had this slated for a bit, and then Todd McFarlane had to come in and be like, "Oh, I want to do an interview," and I was like, "Fine, I guess."
I guess
it's fine. For people that don't know, I met you at New York Toy Fair. You absolutely rocked the McFarlane booth. Everybody agrees on that. Everybody in the action figures and the YouTubes and everybody was talking about you. I heard your name like 50 times at least on every video. So. If for those that don't know, what do you do for McFarlane Toys?
Well, thank you again for the kind words, but basically, I'm the photographer, and all the posts you see on social media and like some of the back of the packaging, I do that for photo.
Excellent. Yeah.
And then I do some video stuff too for our social media, but I'm mainly right now photographer and also DC content expert. So basically, I look over and kind of brand manage, not really, the DC Multiverse line. So I
excellent. Okay.
Kind of help with lineups, articulation, just pretty much everything that's kind of involved, throwing my 2 cents, have kind of like that ear to Todd essentially.
So you're going to be the guy that we have to essentially grill over DC Multiverse.
Just attack me. Just send me as many DMs as possible.
I would never do that. Never do that. I can't speak for everyone else, but I would never do that. No. Well, first off, let's just say this. Congrats on the Kickstarter with Spawn and everything else. You guys are rocking that. I mean, we're almost at what, 1.7, 1.8, something like that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, it's honestly been such a surreal kind of experience. I never thought in my life I'd be helping Todd McFarlane, like one of my childhood heroes, helping him with an action figure for Spawn. And
are you helping him with the videos and all the Spawn? I was like, because you guys look like you're having fun. I told him in that interview, I go, that's like one of the best parts about it, because we're so, with everything going on in the world right now, and let's just say in the action figure community, the Kickstarter is a big deal, whether you're backing it or not. It's something that is happening right now. And there's not a lot of entertainment happening, unfortunately, because of the obvious reasons. But no, it's fun, seeing Todd do that. Each update's, it's like crazy, but it's fun. And,
he's really enjoying it. I think we were talking about it when we shot the original video for the Kickstarter, that he kind of wants to hype up people and get them feeling good and bring some more positivity out there instead of like all the negatives that are happening right now. A lot of it. So I think it's definitely working a little bit, and I know he's really, really enjoying it. So,
well, big, talking about negatives, and I mean, we all kind of knew in one way, shape, or form. I figured, if things aren't really wrapping up to the most, like, things are, I guess, getting better. We'll say it's not, hey, I'm ready to go outside and shake everybody's hand, but we kind of knew something was going to happen to Comic-Con. Of course, SDCC is canceled this year, which in all honesty, in thinking about, God, I'm going to have to wear a mask, and then are people going to be, it would be so odd. And then people coming, what, I mean, were you shocked? I mean, obviously you probably weren't, but
no, I definitely think that, like, either way, if it would have happened, I think a lot of companies would have probably opted out, because I, for one, would have definitely been uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
I think it was definitely a smart move on their end. And I do think that in some way and capacity that there will be some sort of like around that time, like companies will announce things during that week or when it was supposed to be. I mean, I don't know like what we're gonna do, but I'm hoping we can do something like that eventually.
Yeah. Well, I would think it would be a huge mistake not to. And I know, you know, even even the day of it was announced, like NECA Toys took to their Twitter and they were talking about like, hey, don't worry. And, you know, I know we were talking about it and everything else. So I would say it'd be a huge missed opportunity if not to do something. I mean, I want to do you know, something fun. You know, so.
I would say just be patient. I'm sure it'll all be good around that time. So
well, I'm banking on my Batman versus Spawn 2-pack. That's
that's one I would kill to like do something like that. Mainly replicating that box art or the cover for that box would be really sweet.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I that's one that Todd is definitely like I think has his eyes on eventually doing.
Well, that's just so funny to me that, you know, from Todd McFarlane doing Spawn, you know, you read that comic back in the day, and now you guys are running the DC Multiverse show. So it's full circle. You know, it's just it has to be done sooner or later. It has to be done in some way. And I would be very excited for it. But in terms of what is actually coming out now, you did show off a couple new figures here and there. You teased some stuff at this year's Toy Fair. And again, to reiterate, crazy how we're all at Toy Fair this year. And now the Javits Center is a makeshift hospital. Like I've been thinking about, like just the idea
wild.
of that. Yeah,
I just heard about that too. I was like, that's crazy. Like what me and a couple of our buddies that went with us to New York were like, wow, we kind of just got out like right in time, essentially. I mean,
yeah, it's so. I think about that often. You know, when I look back at photos that I took, you know, at Toy Fair, and then also, you know, walking around New York City when they show it on the news. Just going like I walked around that, you know. I mean, a lot of people live there. They're probably like, "Wow, shocker!" You know, we do that all the time. But I'm saying like for people that travel and that go to this Toy Fair, we'll say, it's wild. It's wild to me. To think, you know, just before all this, you know, and now we're in this situation. So.
Yeah, no, I was thinking the same thing, and it's like I was kind of telling people, it's like that was my first time in New York ever, and I could definitely see like I feel so bad for like the people there right now, because when you walk outside there, you are literally like shoulder to shoulder with people. And I'm not used to that because I grew up on the West Coast in Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
And like the biggest city I've been to is like LA.
Yeah.
And even then it's crazy, but not like New York crazy.
I love LA. I love New York too. But yeah, there's a big, I mean, both culturally and everything else, there's a huge difference of how things, you know, walking around, and you know, there's like alleyways, like people get deliveries every 2 seconds, unloading boxes, and it's a thriving city that constantly is alive. And now to see it, you know, largely like this, it's unnerving. So
yeah, for sure.
But anyways, I think we've downed the audience enough. Back to the action figures. So you guys are nice enough. You sent me out these Wonder Woman figures based off Wonder Woman 84, which, by the way, you guys just can't seem to catch a break with correlating with stuff coming out. You had Doom, you had the Cyberpunk 2077. Now you have Wonder Woman. But tell me about it. How had the figures come out? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm really stoked on the gold Wonder Woman for sure, because I think it's just another unique take on Wonder Woman. I'm not sure how it'll come into play in the movie, but I think it, like you're mentioning, it's very Kingdom Come-esque.
Yeah.
And I love Alex Ross's art a lot, and I think they did a really good job at like kind of homaging it to that. But I'm really stoked on just, I like the flight stand that it comes with too. I mean, it came with the Superman, but I think it looks really cool with the wings.
I wouldn't mind you guys put, you know, the flying characters. You gave us those stands. Those stands are good. Yeah. I would say it really fits the Superman. You kind of have to fuddle with it for the thing, but once you get it, it works great, and it looks good. So
I think another thing we could like eventually improve on. I know a couple people. I think you were mentioning too, like the wings. How like there should be more like foldable and kind of have layers on them, and I think that's something we're looking into for future waves and stuff. So that's one thing I would have liked to have put in there somehow, because I know they're kind of like limited just in that one pose. But
I know wings are tricky. You know, we've had previous Hawkgirl and Hawkman and stuff with the old Mattel DC Multiverse. We've had Marvel Legends Archangel. They've had to do those a couple times as well. I think wings are tricky.
Yeah.
But you know, when you get them and they're good, then you're like, oh, you nailed that. But for you know, posing the golden armor Wonder Woman, you know, getting her in the flight stand and stuff, she looks good. You know, she looks good, just like kind of hovering there. It looks good with the rest of the multiverse. So I think you guys definitely did it good. Yeah.
Yeah. No, thank you. I think the reflectiveness on it too is really cool too, and kind of pops in itself.
Well, you guys actually use like, you know, very metallic gold paint, which not a lot of, let's say, you know, for certain droids and such, you would hope that they would use this kind of gold paint. Now, I know there's issues with it sometimes here and there, especially with cracking and stuff like that. But how it came out, and at least the final version of, you know, my figure, there's maybe a hiccup or two here or there, but it looks fine. You know, it looks good.
For sure. Yeah, no, I think they turned out really good, and I think I like the likeness on them, and like I've seen a lot of people saying it's like either 50-50, they either think it's good or they think it's bad. But I was just saying, like, before we started recording, that like I think the likeness for Gal Gadot is one of those ones where it's kind of a likeness that's kind of hard to get. And like how Hot Toys, it's like Hot Toys makes incredible ones, but there's still something slightly off to them in my opinion. But
no, I agree. It's like I kind of compared it to like Luke Skywalker and how they can, you know, with Mark Hamill. Like, I think they've gotten it a few times here and there, but largely I think Luke Skywalker has never been given like that outside of, let's say, Hot Toys. Hot Toys, you know, they do a good job. But
they're incredible.
He's got a weird face, you know, one little line off, and a lot of actors are like that. One little line, one little crease off. And you can go from Keanu Reeves to
Nick Cage.
Nick Cage.
Yeah.
You know? But it works sometimes. And then other times you're like, okay, yeah, that looks just like the actor. But you nailed it with Vin Diesel. I got to give it to you on that one.
Thank
with
you.
The Bloodshot figure.
Yeah, no, he's awesome. But I think, his likeness is pretty unique. And I think we nailed it pretty well.
Yeah. No, exactly. With, you know, talking about the likeness, now, I would say with I guess I'm just going to call her Wonder Woman 84. This is what I'm saying. So with the other one, you know, the paint is gorgeous. The figure had some things here and there. The face, I would say it's a good-looking face regardless. It's not quite Gal Gadot, but like you say, it's hard. You know, there's elements there. But to say it's, like, perfect, and a lot of times we're especially spoiled now with all this face tech and all this kind of stuff with figures. You know, back in the day you're lucky to get any type of face, you know, on a figure and have it look even remotely good. So, I mean, I think as time goes on, the faces will become even better as much technology does. But I love the paint on her. I love the accessories. She's got like the lasso thing going on, and you know, the articulation, I'll be honest, like give or take here and there, but I think it's a good example of, like Todd McFarlane said in the interview, not every figure needs to have 50,000 points of articulation. Sometimes it doesn't look good by no fault of design or something. It's just too much, and you know, especially with skin and things like that. So
see, I'm an articulation guy. And like I would love to pack as much as we could, but also like it's kind of weird because like at first like I'm kind of like a little skeptical when Todd's saying like, oh, we should not include this here or this here, and then like I kind of got to get out of that mindset of like having so much articulation, kind of like what Todd's saying, because at the end of the day, like I kind of see I don't see it at first, but when I see what like the vision put together at the end result, I'm like, wow, actually Todd was kind of right on that, like. He has been doing this for quite some time, so.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, you know, he does have that artist's eye, and you can tell, you know, from me even going over old Spawn figures and stuff. I mean, there are articulation points to it. Maybe the wrists would spin, or maybe just right there at the midsection, you'd have a waist or something like that. So
Yeah.
it's always more fun to have more articulation. And I see the issue on both sides. A lot of people want it. A lot of people are like, you know what I mean? I kind of fall more on like, in the middle somewhere. You know what I mean? Where it's nice to have it, but it's not necessary where I'd like to see accessories and just the figure looking good, you know?
Yeah. No, I agree with you there. I grew up on, I mean, just the Toy Biz Marvel Legends, and also like I was happy with those. I was happy with DC Universe Classics when they were first out. And also like just Todd's like OG Spawn figures, how they barely had any points of articulation, but they looked awesome. He's said it a million times. He's an artist at heart, and he likes to have the silhouette, and he likes to keep the art there and not have so many just like eye-catching breaks and everything in the figure. But I think what we've been really working on recently, what I'm excited for too, is like if you've seen I think I showed you at Toy Fair, the Shoto My Hero Academia figure, how it has the abdomen that's rubberized.
Yes.
It has the ratchet inside. I think we've really, really been utilizing that in better, like even more so in better ways in these next few waves too. To hide some of that. It's unique, it's weird, but like it looks really cool, and I think people are gonna dig it.
Awesome. And will that be applied also to certain figures with Multiverse?
Oh, that's what I mean. Yeah. It's
perfect.
DC. Yeah. No,
that's good to hear, because like more, you know, changing it up is always good. Implementing new things, wild things, you know, there's only one way to see if it works, and it's to make it and see what people's reactions are to it. So.
Yeah. No, I'm super stoked.
With the Arkham Asylum figures, you know, you showed those off at Toy Fair as well. Those are considered part of the Wonder Woman wave, right? Like that. I mean, they're slated for what, May?
The Arkham ones?
Yeah, Arkham Asylum, Joker, and Batman. Okay.
I know they got a slight delay, I'm pretty sure, from the whole situation that's going on everywhere in the world. But I know that Arkham, they were supposed to be with the Wonder Womans, but I'm pretty sure now they're going to be in like middle of May, end of May. And then the White Knight stuff should be hitting around June, July.
Okay. The White Knight stuff, and I'm a big fan of that comics, well, the limited series. Those figures look amazing. Those are the ones that I can't wait for, especially for more artist series type figures. I mean, you captured the illustrative look of Batman. You got Jack Napier's Joker, and then you also got Azrael. What were the thoughts on, first of all, I guess, why do that series? And then, you know, what were the three characters? Why those?
Well, like I've been kind of mentioning to you, and I've been saying a lot of the other videos that I was in at Toy Fair, and just pretty much everyone I was telling, is we're trying to do, even if it's like Batman related characters, we're trying to give you new versions or new like characters from, or certain storylines of those characters. And that Sean Gordon Murphy is like, his art is amazing, and that whole series is awesome. So I think that's one that really caught Todd's eye, and I think it really they make really good toys. And the Jack Napier, like, mainly it's the story is basically Batman is the villain in the story, and Joker's a cop for the Gotham City Police Department, and he's relapsing back into the Joker, or he's been cured of his Joker serum, and he relapses every once in a while. Our sculptors had a really fun time with sculpting them. One of our sculptors, Losha, did he's the one that did the Joker, and I'm so stoked on that figure.
Well, I like that you gave us both. You know, you got Napier and then you got the Joker. You can swap out the heads, and he's more in the look, more towards the end of the comic, doing more characters. You know, I think that really could be something that could be expansive. You know, you could do the look for Nightwing, Batgirl.
I was gonna say
Neo Joker.
Nightwing looks so cool in that story.
Yeah,
and, I would love to do, like, Bane looks really cool in that too.
Yeah, I like that. I like that in a way. It's Murphy kind of did an alternate Batman the Animated Series almost, because a lot of the storyline in that he calls back to like Harley's Holiday, you know what I mean? Like certain episodes of Batman the Animated Series, and he's got the posters in there, you know, the Batmobile, and they show the whole thing in the artist landscape. You know, you got the original BTAS. It's just for those, and if you haven't checked it out, I'm telling you, for those that are Batman animated series centric, definitely check out White Knight. Just the way, and you guys captured this, I think, perfectly with the way that Batman's costume is drawn, especially with the figure. It's very much more grounded. It's not a tactical suit, but it's more a stylized version of, let's say, even it could be Batman the animated series. He does have his eyes, you know, you can see them through the white holes and stuff like that. But Azrael, you know, when I would say Batman, Joker, you know, when you showed off Azrael, I was like, that's a massive McFarlane figure. Accessories wise, what's he coming with, or what are you largely going to be going accessories with a lot of these figures? Because I feel like I saw that at Toy Fair, but you know, is it more head sculpts, weapons, things like that?
For Azrael, it's just the sword and the flame effect that goes onto the sword. You can take the flame off of the sword if you want. Mm-hmm. I know Joker just comes with the head and the pistol, and Batman comes with he has like it's kind of like how Wonder Woman's lasso is, but it's like a coiled up rope with the battering at the end, and then there's an uncoiled one with a battering at the end of it as well. Cool. And then there is a grappling hook or a grappling gun.
Okay.
So yeah, that's it for those for right now. But going back to like what you're saying about how Azrael's like a bigger character.
Yeah.
I really think like he looks good as a big character. Mm-hmm. And I was just messing around. I got some of the first samples just to photograph a couple days ago actually, and they feel super good in hand. And
excellent.
Just, one thing that I can say right now is that we fixed the head articulation for hooded characters, because I know that Arrow figure you had trouble moving it from underneath the hood.
Yeah.
If you picked up our Johnny Cage figure from Mortal Kombat, how he has that neck joint that goes deep in there, it's kind of like that, but he also has the ball peg inside of the hood.
Oh, okay.
So you can move the head inside of the hood essentially along with the neck. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, no, he's cool, and also the scaling too. I think they scale really well together, and for those of you that are not very particular on the 7-inch scale, I think these ones sit a little bit lower than 7-inch. So I put it up next to a Marvel Legends, like just average. I think it was Bullseye, because I have a Bullseye in the office, as one does. And I put it up next to that, and it's pretty close. But I mean, you can make it work with Azrael and Joker and Batman.
So talking about like the 7-inch scale, you guys made a decision. You said, okay, you know, DC Multiverse, when it was at Mattel, it was at 6-inch large. You had some bigger characters, you know, for collect and connect. Now with you guys, you went for the 7-inch. Was it more to be doing something new, doing something different from all the other companies? Are you happy with the scale? Because largely I look at it and say, okay, we had this huge run of Mattel, and they did hundreds of characters. And now it's a new way of doing things. Yes, most figures won't fit in perfectly, as all people, you know, like want them to do. But even with the big figures, I mean, you can kind of, you know, change them out, and, you know, they work with 6, 7, 8-inch figures.
Yeah.
So
Todd's been making 7-inch figures forever. And it's like, I think that kind of, we're doing something new. Like, yes, it's called Multiverse, but I think it's Todd's Multiverse or DC Multiverse.
Well, so I think in terms of like brand recognition, I think it was good to carry over DC Multiverse, because like I said, you've had it for so long, and now it's a continuation. But it is cool to see that you guys doing your own thing. And yes, I would say for me, for what I want to see from, you know, Todd McFarlane Toys, is the bigger figures now, not necessarily ones that we've gotten, like you mentioned earlier when we were talking, like Killer Croc. We just got like the Collect and Connect.
Yeah.
Why do it, you know, again right away?
That's kind of what I've been telling people too. It's like, we're trying to give you guys, if we're doing new characters, or I mean, we're trying to do new characters that haven't had figures ever, or in a while at least. And Killer Croc is one where he just got a figure with Mattel, like a figure. So it's awesome, and I just kind of like, I think we should release it maybe later. And it's like you were saying, we just got the license, so it's possible to do one. And we will do one eventually, but there's a time and a place for it.
Well, see, I would even say, like, with Bane, he's a bigger figure. A lot of people, love that character. But
Yeah.
again, previous figures, maybe later down the road, something like that. But in new bigger things that even, I've been paying attention to, I'll be quite honest. Sometimes with DC these days, it's, at least in the comic books, it gets very confusing as far as, growing up with a certain set, of comic books and storylines. And now, you've had DC Rebirth, you've had everything, rebooted several times, just saying. But one story that I have paid attention to, really followed, was the Dark Knight's Metal, because I like seeing like evil versions of characters. It's like it's fun to see that. So maybe with metals, maybe something, you did the Batman Who Laughs. Maybe is there something you could complete the team eventually, something like that? Because I know McFarlane likes monsters. So
hey, Todd loves monsters, and I love team building. So like, there's a good chance of that happening. And also, Batman Who Laughs was our best-selling figure from Wave 1, so why not continue the success of that?
I would say, ideally, you got to give us some Robins, just a multi-pack of Robins with chains on them, as horrible as that is.
I mean, yeah, the crows, those would be so sweet. Yeah, there's a lot of good material from that book, and there's a new one coming. The Death Metal's coming out as well this summer. So versions to do from that, but I do like the classic core Metals team.
Mm-hmm. So as far, like you said, like, Death Metal is coming. Are you guys getting ready for to kind of have figures coincide with that, possibly? Or at least, the story comes out and then maybe sometime later you can kind of coincide it better with having characters from that?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think DC's been, and Warner Brothers has been awesome with giving us reference material and everything like that, and they've been showing us characters from that book, and I think we have a lot of cool stuff coming out.
Excellent.
That could correlate with that, but we'll see.
Okay, that sounds good. I like the hints. I like, at least throwing something. I'll be like, all right, that'll be good to see. So largely, we know that Batman sells. It's been that way since the Mego Kenner Toy Biz. Toy Biz for a split second, but largely Kenner, and then on to other companies over the years. Is there plans to say, let's do a lot of Batman figures and then sprinkle in the more fan favorites, Question or things like that eventually?
That's what I would love to do. And it's like you're saying, we do have to. It's the first time McFarlane Toys has been in the boys toy aisle in forever, it seems like. Mm-hmm. And we do have to cater to those needs, essentially, where there are going to be Batman and Supermans in almost every wave, but also like we are going to trickle in new characters that aren't Batman centric. And I can tell you right now, there are some in the works right now. Basically, what I've been wanting to do is kind of gather a lot of feedback and see what you guys think. I know a lot of people have been saying our waves are very Batman centric, and I would love to do one character that's like one of my dream characters to get out there is Demon Etrigan. He's so cool. I'm like the Justice League Dark and doing like a Dr. Fate, a John Constantine, Zatanna, Swamp Thing. Like,
and again, that's what works for McFarlane, really well, is that they, the monsters are
exactly,
and they're fun. People buy, largely, like you said, Swamp Thing. I know a lot of people want Swamp Thing. I myself, would you go more like, let's see, smaller Etrigan or larger Etrigan, based on how he's drawn sometimes?
I would love to do like a bigger Etrigan, so it'd be kind of like the Hellbat size.
Okay.
Something like that. I mean, if we can get it to something like that, sure. If we could do a Build-A-Figure, that'd be cool. He's one of my dream characters. Him and like Atrocitus would be really cool.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And the Lanterns. I'm a huge Lantern fan.
That's, I think, the people, that's one of the characters that seems to be missing. Like one of the cores is Green Lantern and all that.
I think Atrocitus is one of those characters that hasn't had a figure in a while, but also like one that's there hasn't been a definitive one, in my opinion. There's a DC Direct one.
Yeah, I think that's largely the only. Well, did Mattel do one?
Mattel did one, but it's not that big.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to do one that's big and posable. So
I would say the best thing would be to, get the scaling right on multiverse, because then people will just,
that's
I myself, I'm scaling snob, I guess you could say. Now, and like those larger characters, when they're larger, they fit with, not just say maybe if you have McFarlane stuff, other iterations of figures, people buy them, they'll look good, regardless. So I would say that's awesome.
That's one we are definitely working on. I've been telling people that, like, for like mainly what I was saying at Toy Fair, we're working on scale like quite a bit, and I think that's one thing. Like, we put all the Batman Who Laughs, the Batgirl, and Nightwing all together, right? And you saw the scaling between that. I don't think that was something that was looked into as hard as other aspects, but our painter Nathan is a huge DC fan as well, and he made a height chart for all, like, most DC characters, and like we'll throw in some here and there, and we'll help kind of guide the sculptors like to where that needs to fit in accordance with the others. So it's definitely being addressed and worked on.
That's awesome.
So,
and this is you're on two into wave 2. So there is, I know, right out the door, it's not going to be perfect, and people need to kind of understand that, you're learning, and unless you improve, then then it's something to be like, oh, come on. But it is a gradual thing, and that's what I want to see. So I'm glad you guys are addressing all the concerns of fans, and you're listening to what people want. So
it's like, not only that, we're trying to make, like I said, like, I'm a huge articulation guy, and like Superman not having double jointed elbows in the first wave, like that one kind of got me, and like I was like, why? It's just, you know what I mean. Well,
I would say also, like, I think people were talking about the hands, the lack of like flight hands.
It's like you're saying, it's definitely a progression, and I think people will be happy, and just be patient with us. I think it's gonna be killer when this newer stuff comes out too.
Excellent. What about vehicles? I'm gonna tell you, I loved the Bat Raptor. I know it was like blink and you'll miss it kind of vehicle, but I like that you guys did something new in the sense of, a 6 to 7 inch vehicle. You don't always see that, or else they're expensive as all holy heck. You know what I mean? So the fact that you kept it within that price point of $25 to $30 and made it do what it needs to do with some great paint and great detail and all that kind of stuff. Is there more plans for vehicles or collect and connect or something to that degree?
I mean, the first vehicle, like you said, has got a really, really good reception, and I think a lot of people that aren't even are like too much of fans of our stuff, they still got it to put it with their other thing, like other scaled figures. So I was seeing people were putting the Mezco Batmans in them. That's what I did. I think it looks good. I got that Ascending Knight, and that one's sweet.
It looks good, but not to say, that the Batman that you guys did doesn't. It's just, it works with other Batman figures. And like you said, you can, if you're not hugely into DC Multiverse or collecting the McFarlane versions of it now, the Batmobile might be an option, the Bat Armor, things like that. So there are, I like that you, right off the bat, you had a selection of figures. You opened it up, you could do animated TV with Arrow, and then you had comic book stuff. No parts to collect and connect other than the Batmobile, which people can give or take. I'm on the fence about it. I want to see what the next Batmobile.
I can definitely say a Build-A-Figure or a collect and connect Build-A-Figure is definitely something we're looking into at the moment.
Okay.
I can't really say too much further than that. I think you guys will be stoked on it.
For people to get in kind of the habit of, you collect a wave, and you're offered a Build-A-Figure, whether it be a Build-A-Figure or a build an environment. I know that you guys had kind of previously mentioned that here and there. Offering that is, for me, it's a fun element. You open them all up and then you put it together. You feel a sense of accomplishment after spending so much money. You know what I mean? But I would love to see that. With the vehicles, I'd like to see, not so much, I would say, build the vehicles, but vehicles themselves. You know what I mean?
And And
I think
touching back
that
to
would
the
be cool.
vehicles, like I definitely would love to do like a Lobo. The one on my list for vehicles is a Lobo motorcycle, and do a Lobo with his dog. That'd be so sick.
I'll tell you that, I put a question up. I said, you have any questions for DC Multiverse? At least 20 people said, are we getting a Lobo? Something like that. So I'll tell you, the fans definitely want Lobo.
Yeah.
Lobo with a cycle, his dog, whatever else you want to throw in there.
Yeah, and our painter's a huge Red Hood fan, so am I.
Ah, okay.
I think it'd be cool if we did a motorcycle with Red Hood.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the possibilities for vehicles is something we're really stoked to do.
Well, see, that's what I like to hear from you though, because you're obviously you work for a toy company, you work for something that's put out in the public, but you listen to fans, and then also you're a fan yourself, and that's who I want making my toys. A lot of times you talk to people and they go, yeah, we totally did this, and I'm like, cool, remember that one episode? And they're like,
no,
oh, I didn't see that. And I'm like,
yeah.
Oh no, that's like a really poignant
yeah, no,
and it resonates. It can resonate through a toy line or a movie or anything that's really, people fans go crazy about it. You can instantly point it out and go like, I don't know if they knew what they were talking about, but I like what you're saying in terms of what's coming, what you want to see, and taking that initiative and being like, you know what, hey, you're in good hands. So
well, thank you. No, we're definitely like really, really excited. Like, this is like the one thing that kind of drew me in to, like, I mean, not really, but I mean, I love Spawn already, but when I heard McFarlane got DC, it was like right when I was getting into the company. It was literally, I was applying as that was happening. And I was like,
you lucked out, dang.
I was like, I have to get this job. Like, there's no other person like that. Like,
so you followed Todd to his house and
exactly. Yeah. No,
hey, you got to do what you got to do to get that position in life.
Yeah. No, that one, I kind of lucked out, honestly. I just, I was working, if you want to hear the backstory behind it.
Yeah.
It's, I was working for a billboard company in Phoenix, of all places, that I was doing their like photos. It was kind of a sketchy, not really. It's kind of weird because we didn't have a law at the time where you had to, like, for the texting and driving and like devices while driving.
Mm-hmm.
And we basically what I would do is just shoot billboards while I was driving, just to show people show the clients that their billboards were up and running. Very interesting and niche job that you wouldn't really think would ever.
No, I find that a lot, especially when you see billboards that are half fallen over or upside down, and you're like, I wonder if they know about that. I know it's expensive to get a billboard, so
yeah. So meanwhile, I'm doing that for like a year, but anyway, my art director in there, I walk into his office like my first week there, and he has Marvel Legends and DC and Spawn stuff all over the place, and I'm like, okay, this is who I need to talk to. And turns out this guy, his name is Todd Broker, and he was a colorist for Todd for the Spawn comic. So it literally just happened at random, where I saw a post on Indeed saying McFarlane Toys needs a photographer, and I already do kind of just toy photography in general, along with just my normal job. And I was like, Todd, can you just put in a word, but also like I'm gonna apply for it. And he kind of helped me with it, and I'm here now. So
and you got to go to Toy Fair, and you're working on one of the newest toy lines. That's amazing.
Yeah. So they saw how much I love DC, and just kind of voiced my opinions on some things, and was just like, hey Todd, check this figure out. Like, I think we could do this, but better. And I was like, you know what? Like, do this. So
I think that's good, because it shows a lot of people, especially, for people listening and saying like, how do I break into the industry, or I want a job in doing that. Like literally it could be anything. Yeah. So.
Yeah, no, for real. And it's so cool. I'm beyond blessed. It's a dream job in my opinion. So I'm really excited. So
let me ask you what. Yeah. This is one of those questions where everybody's like, what happened to it? So you had the Birds of Prey movie. Birds of Prey movie comes out.
Yep.
what happened to, is it coming, that Harley Quinn figure that was teased on the back of the box?
It is in. What I can say is it is on indefinitely in hold, like on hold.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, no,
so
that's really
interview's over. We're good. That's all everybody wanted to know. So we're done. No,
yeah. See ya.
A lot of people, in talking about, obviously you guys are getting into the Joker eventually. You got one coming up with the Arkham Asylum. People love to know, oh, can you do the Jack Nicholson Joker? And by now, everyone largely goes, Nicholson's likeness and getting him to cooperate is a task in and of itself. Many companies have tried. I think there's been only about one. I think it was Tot Toys that did it.
Yeah.
But anything in terms of doing something with the Joker movie that just came out with Joaquin Phoenix. I know, there's tricky things to it, but if there's anything you can elaborate on, or
that one, I know Todd has asked multiple times, and we just get straight up no's. But also, that's not just for us. You've noticed.
Yeah, that's for everybody
doing it. So we don't. I don't know for sure, but I know that that's probably a no-go, at least for now.
So you would say it's not your guys'. It's largely a licensing issue with, say, Warner Brothers or the powers that be. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, I would love to do one because I love the movie personally. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Enjoyed it. It's for me, liking the character so much. It is odd to see let's say a definite backstory, but then I treat it also as like an Elseworlds kind of tale. So in that sense, I'm like, okay, it's not necessarily my Joker, but I can understand and respect that it was a good movie and it's Batman-ish, Joker-ish to an extent, and it made for a good tale in either case. What do you think about largely with what DC has done with movies?
As a fan, it's all right.
Yeah.
I do think there are some good moments, and I do think there are some very bad moments, but I did enjoy Batman versus Superman for what it was. I mean, mainly the fighting in it, and the scenes were sick, but like, I don't know, like that Justice League and Suicide Squad, I'm pretty okay.
I think that you hit the nail on the head. It's like, it's fun to go, okay, cool, we're going to see a Batman, Superman, Suicide Squad. You know what I mean? And then when you get to that point, you're like, kind of like, oh no.
Yeah. I remember why I don't want to watch this again.
Yeah. Well, that's how I felt about Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
No, I feel it. It's definitely, they're working on it. I'll say that. But I do. Yeah, I think the costume designs and like the character designs are really good for the most part, and I think they would make cool toys. But they've been, again, those are some that have been done 1,000 times, it seems like, and it's I don't know, that's just my opinion, but
see, that's why I'm curious about this Wonder Woman movie, because she's in the costume, and that's largely like the trailer. You want to see Wonder Woman doing Wonder Woman things in a costume. You don't really have to worry about covering her face up. And I've had this conversation a ton of times with friends, including you've met him at Toy for Talker Art. He does his other YouTube thing, and talking about
my motocross guy. That's my I'm huge into motocross too, and that's mainly what I shoot photography, like my hobby as a photographer. I shoot motocross stuff, and I used to race growing up, so that's excellent. Cool. I bonded with him, so
nice. I can honestly tell you, like, if you ever get to see his collection room, it's amazing. But he is the fan's fan. He knows what looks good. He'll tell you what he thinks looks good, but
he does.
In the sense of like, Marvel does this a lot, where who Spider-Man is, the actor. They keep largely in a battle, his mask just flips right off. You know what I mean? For no reason. I like, that's why Wonder Woman works for me. Batman, you can see the lower part. So Superman, you don't have to worry much about masks, but when it does come to, like, let's say Harley Quinn or something like that, I wish it was more comic based.
Yeah.
So, it's give or take. It's give or take sometimes.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of characters that need a more comic accurate rendition. But, I mean,
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of characters that need a more comic accurate rendition. I think there's a lot of characters that need a more comic accurate rendition. I think there's a lot of characters that need a more comic accurate rendition.
Yeah.
And I think Harley's definitely. I mean, she character-wise, like, sure, but costume-wise, like, yeah, I feel you on that.
Yeah, and also like say Black Mask, the villains.
Oh, yeah.
I think he got it.
I
Wasn't.
love Ewan McGregor, but like,
Yeah, exactly.
They did him a little dirty.
Yeah,
So,
I'm not. And spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen it. I'm not a fan of when you have a villain and you kill the villain at the end. You know what I mean? I'm like,
yeah, he's not coming back anytime soon. Like, he's dead.
Like they like really killed him in that. Like I was like, now he's definitely dead. There's no like, oh, maybe he'll wash up on the shore or something like that, or parts of him at least. Yeah.
We could do a Harley Quinn and Birds of Prey series where each figure will include a body part of Black Mask.
There you go. It's a true Build-A-Figure. Ugh.
Yeah.
As far as coming soon, then the future, plans for the future.
Mm-hmm.
How about artist-specific waves, including like a Batman based off of Todd's art, or any artists that stand out to you guys even now? Really doing, like, say, an artist series, something to that degree.
I know that's up Todd's alley, and I know he definitely will. Like, before like we're all said and done, I know we're gonna get a Todd Batman out eventually.
Okay. Excellent.
I know that's one he's very keen on getting out. I think definitely his best buds are Capullo, so like, and Jim Lee. So
you gotta get. You gotta get those guys going, most definitely.
Yeah, no, for sure. So I definitely like going with like how Sean Gordon Murphy's White Knight stuff. Like I definitely see it keeping on trucking through. So
excellent
all the support we've got from White Knight. So I think it's good.
What about incorporating, let's say, Image characters that are now DC Comics in so many ways? The old Wildcats figures. People would love to see, that Grifter.
That is one I am pushing very hard, is doing a Grifter.
Okay.
Grifter is one that I don't think we haven't had a figure in ever. It hasn't been since like the old
Playmates
Grifter.
It was Playmates Grifter.
Yeah. So like that's what I'm saying. Like he's now technically DC, and I was thinking it would be cool if we did some sort of Flashpoint wave, because he's technically in there with Lois Lane and the Resistance.
Yeah.
And I think that would be a cool way of incorporating him and also doing a really cool storyline.
Oh, you guys could do a great Thomas Wayne Batman.
That's one we need to do.
Yeah.
Like definitely a Thomas Wayne Batman. Like I would love to do that. A Grifter. Like Demon Etrigan is a part of that Resistance team.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. There's another way we could get him in.
Yeah.
Definitely Flash Zoom would be cool. I was thinking it would be cool if we did some sort of, like, going along with Thomas Wayne, we did like where you give him the Wonder Woman sword that's in it, and then give with the Reverse Flash, make it a way where the logo can pop in and out, and give it a second logo where it has a sword sticking out of his chest.
Oh, okay, that'd be cool.
So you can replicate that scene with Thomas Wayne killing Reverse Flash. I think that'd be sick. But
okay. So now you have to do it. You teased us enough.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. So my whole point is right now too, I really want your guys' help in voicing your opinion, like below, like, hey, like I would definitely be down for a Flashpoint wave. Hey, I would definitely be down for this certain character. Like, I definitely want to get a lot of information out of this and be able to show people back here at McFarlane, like, hey, these people want these specific characters. And I think going straight to you guys, and I think you have a very good voice in the community. So I think it only would benefit both parties.
Well, hopefully. I appreciate you saying that. So everyone, you heard him comment in the comments below, say, in a good way, in a respectful way. Let's so that he can actually show the comments.
Yeah.
List off what you guys want to see. I think that would be fun. And again, when asking people, for questions, there's so many fans, so many passionate fans, and they know what they want. They know what they want to see. Maybe they didn't get it in previous iterations, but now, like with what you guys can do, you can nail it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think everyone's been super cool. Like, all the feedback's been super nice and super good. And I appreciate everyone that's kind of been talking to me on Instagram and everything and connecting with me there and leaving nice messages and everything. It's been really cool.
Well, see, I think that's, you along with, everyone with the social media with McFarlane Toys, it's important. Yeah. And I think it's fun to have fan interaction and showing people that, yes, we're a company, we make your toys, but we also want to acknowledge that we're seeing and understanding what you want. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's good that you guys pay attention. And for me, at least, I appreciate that.
Yeah, and it's like I want to try to be that bridge between collectors and us at McFarlane, the people making the toys. And it's like coming from a collector's voice and like what I personally would like to see, even if I wasn't working here. And it's like I'm trying to answer as many questions as I can in DMs and whatever, because that's what I would personally like for a representative like that to do for me, essentially. So excellent. I'm trying, but
it's easier said than done sometimes. I know.
Yeah, exactly.
But the fact that you're making the effort, means more than anything. So let me ask you this, and I know you're a busy man. You got DC Multiverse figures.
Hey, I'm
to make. Yeah. In terms of what you collect, outside of McFarlane and things, what's the companies you like? What are the figures that you gravitate towards? The ones that you want to see, all that kind of stuff.
God, yeah. Like I said, I'm a huge Marvel Legends collector. Been in it since day one. My grandpa is the one that got me into it, and he's a collector. Awesome. So he got me the very first entire 2 series of Marvel Legends. So it was from Toy Biz. It was the Cap, the Toad, Iron Man, and Hulk. And I think that the second wave was Doom, Human Torch, The Thing, and Namor.
Yeah.
And I was blown away. And like that kind of just like kickstarted everything. And it's only gone downhill from there once I started like getting my own money and a job. So it's like Marvel Legends by far. I've been in it even in the dark days when like Hasbro first took over and then they went on a hiatus and they were only releasing the Toys R Us 2-packs. And like those are now super sought after, like the Deadpool and Warpath. I remember when Deadpool was incredibly hard to get.
Yeah.
And like the only one was that one and the Series 6 Deadpool from Toy Biz.
Oh, with Dupe.
With Dupe. And I had both of those, and it's it's crazy now that like there are peg warmers that are Deadpool.
What's really funny? I remember when that wave was out, you had at the local Walmart by me. I went. They had at least 20 Deadpools, 20, and the Punisher was out. During that time when he came with Thomas that base Jane. With like the railing. Yeah. Those figures were like, they sat on the pegs because, I mean, back in those days, like, not that long ago, but in those days, it's like, well, who's Deadpool? Who's, this character? Unless we don't really know. But nowadays, everybody knows who Deadpool is. So it's funny that those were sitting and now they're kind of like the Pit wave. Those were in bargain bins, man. Those things where you couldn't give those away, and now and that's largely also a lot of Image Comics figures as well, Savage Dragon and stuff like that. So
all the articulated fingers.
Yeah, which I mean, I just I got into my Savage Dragon, from McFarlane that he did the 10th anniversary and stuff.
Yeah,
that would be I'd asked him in the interview. I said we need Image. I think a lot of fans want that too, and include Grifter and that just encompassing sort of deal. So
I think definitely like that's like what you're saying. One thing I would really like to see is for us to knock out some sort of Image Comics line. That would be sick, just to do the same kind of thing we're doing with DC Multiverse, but essentially just all Image characters.
Yeah.
And I think one figure that I think I saw in one of your listings of which one do you guys want that you think is overdue, and one was Haunt. And I think Haunt would be awesome.
Haunt, correct me if I'm wrong, Haunt does not have an action figure. He just has a statue.
He does not.
Right?
He has a statue.
Yeah. Okay, because I remember
and, Robert Kirkman character.
Yeah.
No, I think that would be awesome. I think him, maybe like I know there's a lot of Walking Dead stuff out there, but like a comic accurate 6 or 7-inch Rick Grimes,
Mm-hmm.
and then like an Invincible Saga.
Yes.
There's so many. Like you said, Savage Dragon.
Yeah. No, I mean, even I'm as obscure as Shadowhawk.
Shadowhawk would be sweet. Yeah.
I always liked Shadow. I don't know.
Yeah.
I had a bunch of comics. I got it from it was a box at a garage sale. It was all Shadowhawk. I read the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I might not be able to be like, oh, I'm the biggest Shadowhawk fan, but it's always been like one of those when I see it, I'm like, oh yeah, I like that character. Yeah, bring on more Shadowhawk. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
So-
that I still have that same one. It's from that same series as that Savage Dragon and the 10th anniversary Spawn.
Yeah.
That's
There was the old one too, but I think the 10th anniversary it wasn't that articulated, but I think it did a better job in capturing the look of the character.
Yeah.
You know
And
what
it
I
came
mean?
with
So-
that really cool like rooftop base, if I
Yeah.
remember correctly.
Yeah.
No, that one's sweet. And I'm stoked. Like I think that would be a really sick line.
Excellent. Well,
But
so you said Marvel Legends.
Yeah.
Any other toy lines, toy companies, things like that?
Yeah.
I appreciate. I like hearing about what everyone else collects. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Yeah.
It's fun to see all the different personality styles and everything else. So
Yeah,
you know.
no, I'm a big Marvel Legends collector. I've kind of been 50-50 on a lot of the waves recently. Like the only ones I jump into and I have to get right away are the X-Men stuff.
yeah,
I'm a huge
most
X-Men
definitely.
fan, but like the Fantastic Four wave, I could pass on most of them except Doctor Doom. That
Mhm.
figure's dope. I think him or that wave. I thought the new Spider-Man wave was kind of lame. Besides Vulture and Shang-Chi.
Really? Oh, I actually like that one.
I mean, I like Demo Goblin. I actually have him built, and I just don't have the glider because I'm holding off on getting the
White Rabbit.
White Rabbit.
Yeah.
I'm waiting, and I might use one of our Fortnite dragons as a glider.
Okay, that's the
I think that was
the
your
ice
idea.
dragon. Well, yeah, we talked about that. Remember, I go, oh, I want to put Demo Goblin on that fire
Yeah.
dragon.
Yeah,
That
no,
looks.
hoping I can do that. But other than Marvel stuff, I've like I said, I'm a huge DC Universe Classics fan, and what I've been doing, I think, in this time of isolation, I've been going back and grabbing the ones I never got a chance to get off of eBay.
Yes. Yeah.
And I've been having so much fun just doing that. I've been going wave per wave of the ones I've been missing. So right now I'm on the Solomon Grundy wave.
Nice.
I haven't got that much. I mean, I got a lot of the DC Universe Classics, but
Well, I've seen your collection. Yeah, it's you're stacked, man. That's
I'll send you some more pics. But
Well, you'll like my video tomorrow. I also got a DC Multiverse recently. I'm actually stoked on it. It's one of those figures where I was like, how do I not have this figure? But
yeah,
it's
so-
it'll be fun.
and it's kind of hard. Like I've been trying to go wave per wave, but like I found somewhere I'm like, okay, I have to get that. That's such a good deal. Like I got an Eradicator from the Tower wave
Okay.
for $28. I was like, that's insane because that thing usually goes for like 50 or above. Yeah, no, I've been having a lot of fun with that, and it's a good kind of like double whammy in a way where, yeah, I'm getting these cool figures, but also I can show Todd and be like, hey, we should do this character, but like better.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty good thing I got going on right now. So I have those. I'm a big Star Wars fan. Black Series is one of my favorites. Right now I'm trying to hunt down that Commander Bly and, from that new wave, and Count Dooku from the prequels wave. And then what was the other one? Power Rangers Lightning Collection. I've been trying to just stick with the OG original team, but I found some like the Psycho Rangers. I'm like, those are really sweet. Like I kind of need those. So
I still need to get the yellow Ranger is eluded me, but then I haven't been able, I've not been going out looking for stuff. You know what I mean? It's called kind of on hold. I'm doing the eBay thing like you. A box comes every day, and I'm like, this is adding up.
I like the hunt too. Like that's my thing. But also, like this, you can't really do anything. And it's I've peeked the toy. I'll admit it when I'm out and about every once in a while, but not crazy. Like not what I used to be. And it's I've learned to kind of be patient with my figures. Like at least recently in my area for Hasbro, it's been like I found every single one that I've been wanting, like
Perfect.
at some point, and it's like I gotta wait because like I remember when the Lord Draken figure came out, I paid like $30-$40 for it, and I found it at GameStop the next day. I was like,
that's always the worst. Yeah, no,
so,
I've been there many a time. It's patience is hard. It's hard sometimes.
It really is. So yeah, that's really what I've been doing recently. Like mainly Marvel Legends, like I said. And I just found the Abomination Wave at my local Walmart, and the only ones I got were the comic ones because I have a cool Abomination from Toy Biz already. I don't really need the video game one.
I think that's one of the things that I know that the figure looks good. I have one of the pieces from it because I actually on Easter I was given the leader figure, and I do like I like that figure. It's a good update. But I'm a little bit with you on the sense of the Abomination. I have the original Toy Biz one. I got the Raft one. I got the one that was he was a Build-A-Figure too, right?
Yeah.
I know it looks good, but I'll get him when I get him, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Just wait for it to hit clearance every once in a while. It should be good. I mean, like I'm stoked they're getting the Thunderbolts out because that's my favorite Marvel team.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily the OG Thunderbolts, but I would love for them to do the Norman Osborn ran team where it was Radioactive Man, Bullseye, Venom, Songbird, Penance, and like Swordsman.
Yeah.
That's my favorite Thunderbolts team, and I wish they would do it or like at least finish that team. But we'll see. That's a very obscure team, but
from the the Mach 1 that's in the Abomination. I had to look that figure up. I was one of those characters where I was like, I know him, but I couldn't tell you anything. And I looked him up and I go, oh, it's Abner Jenkins.
Bro. That's
no idea.
That's what I've been saying. There is someone at Hasbro that loves Beetle.
Yeah.
Like they have made literally every incarnation of Beetle.
Well, they haven't made Mach 10 now, so there's still one. No.
No, it's coming. It's in the next wave. Don't you worry.
Right.
But
exactly. That's funny though. You have like the big buzzing beetle, and you got what's the name? The female beetle, and that one. I mean, we saw that one.
Ultimate Beetle.
Ultimate Beetle. There's a lot of beetles.
Yeah.
But they nailed it. They nailed it with the traditional, Spider-Man classic. Jenkins Beetle. So the wings, all that kind of stuff. So
yeah.
Well, I know, and like I said, I know you're a busy man, and I totally appreciate you coming on and talking with us, and having a great conversation about things that people are very passionate about. And there's a lot of fans for DC Multiverse. There's a lot of fans that are on the fence, but I hope that this just really helped in kind of answering a lot of people's questions, maybe some things that are on their mind, and maybe keeping them from getting certain figures, or what I mean. It's a great thing. So thank you.
No, thank you. I really hope this helps. And again, if you have any questions, I'll try my best to answer them. But
well, tell everyone where can we find you to ask you these questions?
I'd say mainly Instagram. It's just it's Tye Butler Photography. Let me make sure. Yeah, it's Tye Butler _photography.
I'll put a link in the description below for those that just can kind of click and go straight to you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Of course.
I'm trying to be here for you guys, and I really want to make this a really just awesome line and make this the best it can be.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to be working on it and showing you guys what else is coming out. So
yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait for those White Knight figures. That's what I'm just telling you. Those are. But I think that from what you guys have started with, beginning of the year so far, you're only a wave and just 2 in basically. You got us a vehicle, so I think you guys are on the right track, and I'm excited to see what's coming next.
Yeah, so. Stay tuned. I'd say in the coming months that you should hear some more announcements. So
excellent. Well, Ty, thank you so much. And,
thank you.
We'll do this again if you want to. I would love to have you back. We'll get some more figures out, and then we'll have you back.
I'm always down, man. So
excellent, cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
So that'll wrap up the interview. And for those of you who stuck around to the very end, thanks so much for listening. I had a blast talking to you, Ty. Welcome back anytime, as is. Always happy to talk McFarlane Toys, Spawn, DC Multiverse, and the like. I'm curious to know what you guys think. Did he answer some of your questions? Do you a little bit more hopeful for some of you on the fence towards DC Multiverse these days? Comment below. Let me know. Let's talk everything DC Multiverse from McFarlane Toys. And I'm going to leave you guys with that. As always, drink some great coffee, eat some great food. But most importantly, remember... Wait, we didn't talk about Swamp Thing. Is there a Swamp Thing? We need to get back to that later, the next interview. And when you do, let me know what you found. I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.